guys, today we'll be making an adorable deco mesh wreath perfect for summer. What you will need, I have this adorable sign. It says fruit stand lemonade strawberry pickin'. So cute and sparkly. This was purchased at Dollar Tree. I also have a wreath ring, also purchased at Dollar Tree. I have deco mesh, and this is striped deco mesh. Chanel stems, scissors, and a hot glue gun. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is unroll 2 rolls of my deco mesh. I'm going to layer one roll on top of the other, and I'm going to loop it through the first space. And I turn my wreath over so that I can tie it in a knot. Just like that. Make sure it's nice and secure. Alright, I'm going to turn it over. You have to be careful with the rolls so they don't get tangled up in each other. I'm going to cut away the excess mesh. I'm going to pull the mesh through the first space, making a nice little loop. The size of the loop is completely up to you, but I like to keep them somewhat uniform. I'm going to do the same thing with the second and third space to make a total of 3 loops. Again, try to keep the size as close as possible. If you want a larger wreath, make larger loops. If you want a smaller wreath, make smaller loops. Alright, once you have your 3 loops, you are going to scrunch it all together and twist it a couple of times. And then come back to your first space and repeat the same steps over again. Again, trying to keep the size of the loops as uniform as possible. I like to make 2 rows of my loops, but you can definitely go with 3 if you choose to do so. But 2 usually makes a decent size wreath. So I'm going to continue doing the same thing, twisting my mesh a couple of times and start at the first space, the second space, and the third space, all the way around my wreath. So this is what it's looking like so far, and I am almost out of deco mesh. So what I'm going to do is twist my mesh a couple of times, and I'm going to make the last 2 loops, and then I'm going to cut the rest of the mesh off of my roll. Alright, once I've cut away the rest of the deco mesh, I'm going to tie it in a knot. So I'm turning my wreath upside down, pulling the mesh through that loop, and then I'm going to just tie it in a knot, making sure it's nice and secure. And then again, cut away the excess. So you're going to take 2 rolls of the deco mesh and make another knot, just like you did at the beginning. And make sure it's on the same row that you stopped with the last knot. And make sure it's nice and secure. And once you've done that, don't worry about the knots because they are not going to be visible by the time you finish the wreath. And just continue on until you're done with your entire wreath. Alright, once you're completely done, you are going to make one more knot with the last of your deco mesh. And what I like to do before I make my final knot is I like to twist the mesh a couple of times. It's going to help me make just a tighter and smaller knot at the end. I'm just going to tie it in a knot nice and tight and cut away the excess. You could just tuck it away because it's not going to be visible at all, whichever you prefer. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. So cute and precious and poofy, but we are not done. Now, you could finished with this step, but I like to do the final step of separating the 2 layers of my deco mesh because it just makes it poofier, fluffier, and cuter in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is separate the 2 layers of mesh in each loop. So I'm just separating, going all the way around the wreath and tugging it just like that. And I'm going to do this all the way around my wreath. Alright, this is what it's looking like. So cute and precious. This makes such an adorable wreath by itself. So you can definitely leave it like this, but I'm going to add my final touch, which is going to be my adorable sign. Okay, so for the sign, I'm actually going to first cut off the hanger. And then I don't want the 3 separate pieces. I want them connected to make one sign. So I'm going to use my hot glue gun to connect the 3 smaller pieces together. Alright, so once the pieces are together, I'm going to take 2 of my chenille stems, twist them together to make one long chenille stem. And I just want to make sure I have the chenille stems hanging off the side of the sign, because this is how I'm going to connect them to my ring. Once I have them in place, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and glue them. Alright, so this is what the sign is looking like. Now I'm going to place the sign in the center of my wreath. And I'm going to kind of push the deco mesh aside to find the actual wreath form so that I can take my chenille stem and twist it around the ring a couple of times with all 4 chenille stems, making sure it's nice and secure. Change up the colors, the style, whatever you like. You can add any type of embellishments if you want to add, say, flip-flops or fruit. Just have fun with it and make it your own. And you are all done. It looks so cute, precious, simple, and easy to do. And it's perfect for summer.